In this world, many people try to measure a woman's value by how she looks, how much she earns, or how much attention she gets. But the truth is, your real value does not come from the outside. Your real value comes from within. It comes from your connection with God, from the strength of your character, and from the light you carry in your heart. A high-value woman is not someone who waits for the world to tell her she matters. She already knows her worth, and she lives it with courage. Today, I want to talk to you about becoming a high-value woman, not in the eyes of society, not in the eyes of social media, but in the eyes of the divine and in the eyes of your own soul. Because the moment you truly see your worth, no one can make you feel small again. A high-value woman is not defined by status, money, or beauty. She is defined by dignity, self-respect, kindness, inner strength, and strong faith in God's plan. Let us reflect together on the qualities that make a woman truly priceless. Not just valuable to the world, but valuable to herself. When we speak about becoming a high-value woman, the very first quality that forms the foundation of true worth is self-respect. A woman who respects herself carries a quiet power that no one can easily shake. Self-respect is not arrogance. It is not ego. It is the calm confidence of knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you will never accept. In life, many people will try to judge your value by your appearance, your income, or the attention you receive. Society often mixes up worth with popularity. But my sisters, your value is not counted in likes, followers, compliments, or possessions. True worth grows from within. It comes from how you treat yourself when no one is watching, from the way you hold yourself with dignity, from the boundaries you create to protect your peace. Think about this simple example. Imagine a $100 bill. It can be folded, thrown on the ground, or stepped on, yet its value never changes. It is still worth $100. In the same way, a woman with self-respect understands that no matter what life throws at her, no matter who criticizes her or tries to put her down, her value remains the same. She knows her worth does not depend on approval from others. It is deeply rooted in her self-respect. A high-value woman does not beg for love, attention, or acceptance. She does not lower her standards just to be liked. She does not tolerate disrespect because she understands that allowing it once invites it again. Instead, she shows the world how to treat her by how she treats herself. When she walks with dignity, the world responds with respect. When she values her time, her energy, and her emotions, people think twice before misusing them. Think of your life as a beautiful palace. If the doors are always open with no protection, anyone can walk in, create chaos, and leave. But when the gates are guarded, when entry is allowed with care, the palace stays pure and respected. In the same way, self-respect is the guard of your soul. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, your thoughts, or your energy. You must be wise about who you allow into your life. Now, imagine a woman in a relationship where she is constantly disrespected. Her voice is ignored, her feelings are dismissed, and her dreams are not taken seriously. If she stays silent, hoping things will magically improve, she is not honoring herself. But when she speaks up and says, "This is not how I deserve to be treated. I deserve respect. I deserve to be heard," she is choosing her worth. She may lose that relationship, but she will never lose herself. And that is far more valuable. Self-respect also means learning to say no. Many women feel guilty when they refuse requests, even when those requests drain them completely. But understand this, saying no to what harms your growth is saying yes to your peace and purpose. When you respect your limits, others slowly begin to respect them as well. Think about a woman at work. If her boss or coworkers keep giving her more work than she can handle, and she accepts everything without speaking up, she may be called nice. But over time, she will become exhausted. Now imagine another woman who calmly says, "I can do my best work if I take on this much. But beyond that, my quality will suffer. She is not being rude. She is honoring her time and energy. And in the long run, people respect her more for standing firm. Self-respect is also deeply connected to how you talk to yourself. Often, the world is not the one tearing us down. We do it to ourselves through negative self-talk. A high-value woman does not stand in front of the mirror and insult herself. She does not label herself weak, useless, or unworthy. She reminds herself of her strength, her beauty, and her uniqueness. Because when you respect yourself on the inside, it shows on the outside. People feel your energy. When you move with grace, confidence, and self-love, respect naturally follows. And remember this, the strongest source of self-respect comes from knowing that you are created by God. You are not an accident. You are not here by mistake. You are intentionally designed, carefully formed, and deeply valuable. If the creator of the universe took such care in creating you, how could you ever believe you are less? Whenever you question your worth, remind yourself that you carry a divine spark within you. That alone makes you priceless. So walk with dignity. Speak with confidence. Carry yourself like a queen whose crown may be unseen, but is always felt. Do not allow the opinions of others to shape your identity. Do not let temporary situations weaken you. Stand firm in your self-respect, because when you honor yourself, the world learns to do the same. And if self-respect is the crown of a high-value woman, then her greatest strength comes from her spiritual connection with God. This connection is what makes her calm, strong, and radiant. No matter what storms she faces, a woman who walks with God walks with steady confidence. She may bend, but she does not break. She may stumble, but she does not fall apart, because she knows she is being guided every step of the way. Life brings challenges to all of us. Heartbreak, betrayal, disappointment. For many, these moments crush their spirit. But a high-value woman does not draw her strength from a changing world. She draws it from the unchanging presence of God. When the world turns away from her, she remembers God stays close. When others judge her, she trusts that God knows her heart. When people forget her worth, she remembers that her value was given by the Creator, and no one has the power to take it away. Imagine a young woman under constant pressure to meet society's expectations. Pressure about her career, her looks, her life choices. She feels tired and lost because she is trying to please everyone while slowly losing herself. Then one day she pauses. She steps away from the noise. She sits in prayer, in reflection, in stillness. And in that quiet moment, peace fills her heart. She realizes she does not need to prove herself to the world. She only needs to live in alignment with the values God placed within her. That single moment of connection gives her more strength than 1,000 compliments ever could. A high-value woman knows that when she stays connected to God, she is never truly alone. Even in silence, she feels supported. Even in solitude, she feels guided. And that inner connection becomes the source of her calm, her courage, and her unshakable worth. Even in her pain, she still feels comfort. Even when she is confused, she senses direction. This spiritual bond works like an inner guide. It helps her choose wisely. It teaches her patience. It builds her character. Think of a tall tree standing firm during a heavy storm. The wind is strong. The rain hits hard. Still, the tree does not fall because its roots go deep into the earth. In the same way, a high-value woman stays steady in life's storms because her roots are deep in faith, deep in her connection with God. People around her may panic or lose hope, but she stays calm because she knows a higher power is holding her in place. Now think about the workplace. Picture a woman who works with dedication, but keeps facing criticism or is often ignored when opportunities appear. Many people would feel crushed by this and start doubting their value. But a spiritually connected woman responds differently. Instead of sinking into frustration, she places the situation in God's hands. She reminds herself, what is meant for me will reach me. No one can stop the blessings that are written for my life. With this belief, she continues to work honestly and with integrity. No bitterness, no anger, and in time, her patience brings results. She receives the recognition she deserves, and more than that, she earns respect for her calm nature, her trust, and her inner strength. Spiritual connection also means having the strength to release what no longer serves you. Many times we hold on to unhealthy relationships, harmful habits, or stressful spaces because we fear being alone. But a woman who trusts God understands that when something leaves her life, it is making space for something better. She does not fear endings because she believes in divine beginnings. She does not spend her energy crying over closed because she trusts that one door closes only so another can open. This connection also changes how she treats people. When a woman feels deeply loved by God, she naturally shares that love with others. She does not compete. She does not compare. She does not feel jealous because she knows everyone is walking their own path. Instead, she lifts others up. She supports. She encourages. Her spiritual presence becomes so strong that people feel safe, valued, and inspired around her. And this is important to understand. Being spiritually connected does not mean life becomes easy. Problems will come, challenges will appear, pain will still exist. What changes is how you respond. A high-value woman does not collapse under pressure. She lowers her head in prayer. She strengthens her heart with faith. And she keeps moving forward with courage. Her struggles do not break her. They shape her into someone stronger, wiser, and more radiant. So ask yourself, how do you begin your day? Do you start by scrolling on your phone, worrying about what others think? Or do you begin in stillness and gratitude, in prayer, reminding yourself that you are guided by a power greater than you? A woman who starts her day with God carries that peace with her all day long. She becomes like a river, calm, flowing, life-giving, unstoppable. Remember this. Beauty fades, status can change, possessions can disappear, but your connection with God lasts forever. That is your true wealth. That is your real treasure. That is your crown. When you stay rooted in this bond, nothing can shake your worth. People may misunderstand you. Society may try to label you, but your soul will always know the truth. I am valuable because I belong to the divine. My worth does not expire. My light cannot be shaken. My path is guided. So my sisters, hold tightly to your faith. Deepen your relationship with God. In joyful moments, stay grateful. In painful moments, stay patient. In confusing moments, trust the plan. As you walk this path, you will notice something powerful. The more connected you become to the divine, the more high value you become in every way. One of the strongest qualities of a high-value woman is her emotional strength and balance. In a world where people react quickly, get angry easily, and fall apart over small things, she becomes the calm center in the storm. This does not mean she feels nothing. She feels deeply. The difference is she does not let her emotions control her actions. She knows how to handle them with wisdom, patience, and grace. Today, many people confuse emotional strength with being cold or distant. But true strength is not about ignoring feelings. It is about understanding them, working through them, and choosing responses that heal instead of harm. A high-value woman has learned not to let temporary emotions create permanent damage. She understands that anger, fear, and jealousy are natural, but she does not let them lead her life. Instead of reacting instantly, she pauses. She reflects. And then she responds with clarity. Think about a glass of water. When you keep shaking it, the water becomes disturbed and spills. But when you let it sit, it becomes clear and still. The heart and mind work the same way. When every comment, every setback, and every disappointment shakes you, peace disappears. But when you learn to stay calm inside while the world moves around you, clarity appears. That is emotional stability. Picture everyday life. A woman works in a stressful place. Colleagues gossip. Her manager criticizes her unfairly. Deadlines never seem to end. Many people would lose control or give up. But she chooses calm. She sees criticism as a chance to improve. She ignores gossip that adds no value to her growth. She manages her time with intention. This emotional maturity protects her peace and quietly earns respect. People start admiring her not only for her skills, but for her self-control. Now think about relationships. A woman without emotional strength may argue constantly, doubt herself, or search for approval when things go wrong. A high-value woman does not let insecurity lead her heart. She speaks clearly instead of shouting. She listens with understanding instead of judgment. And she walks away from disrespect instead of begging for it. Her calm nature becomes her power. Her emotional balance makes her magnetic because people feel safe around her. Emotional strength does not mean you never cry or feel pain. Crying is not weakness. It is release. Pain is not failure. It is part of being human. What makes a high-value woman different is that she does not stay trapped in pain. She allows herself to feel it. She accepts it, and then she chooses to rise. She does not let one bad day turn into a bad life. She knows how to pause, breathe, center herself, and continue forward with grace. Here is a simple truth. Life will always test you. Disappointments will come. People will misunderstand you. Rejection and loss are part of the journey. Emotional strength is the shield that keeps these experiences from destroying you. Think about heartbreak. Many people lose themselves when someone walks away. But a high-value woman tells herself, yes, this hurts. Yes, I will cry. But this is not the end of my life. God has something bigger planned for me. That belief turns her pain into strength, her tears into understanding, her heartbreak into growth. The greatest gift of emotional balance is freedom. Freedom from being ruled by situations. Freedom from being played by others. Freedom from being trapped by your own reactions. When you learn to control your emotions, you begin to control your life. People may try to push your buttons. Life may try to shake your ground, but you stay firm like a mountain that does not move. That calm strength is what truly makes you high value. And here's the beautiful part. When a woman is emotionally steady, she becomes a light for others. Her children learn courage from her calm. Her friends lean on her clarity. Her colleagues respect her leadership without even noticing why. She becomes someone others depend on, not because she is the loudest voice, but because she is the strongest presence. Think of a candle in the dark. When strong winds come, weak flames fade. But a strong flame keeps burning. A high-value woman's emotional strength is that flame. No matter how dark life becomes, her inner light keeps shining. And by doing that, she shows others the way forward. So my sisters, train your heart to stay steady. When anger shows up, pause before you respond. When fear appears, remind yourself it will pass. When sadness comes, let yourself feel it, but don't let it pull you under. With every challenge, ask yourself, how can I answer with wisdom instead of reaction? And over time, you will see your strength grow like steel, solid, steady, and bright in the end. Remember this. Storms will always arrive, but emotional strength lets you dance in the rain. Life will always test you, but emotional balance helps you stand tall in the middle of the storm. That is the real beauty of a high-value woman. Her emotions do not rule her. She leads them. And that makes her a force the world cannot overlook. A high-value woman is not someone who simply floats through life, doing whatever others expect or following society's list without question. No, she lives with intention. She lives with fire. She knows her life is not random. Her presence is not by chance. And her journey is not empty. She understands that God placed special gifts, talents, and dreams inside her, and her responsibility is to honor them by living honestly and fully. Too often, women are taught to make themselves smaller, to put everyone else first, to quiet their own voice, to believe their dreams are unimportant. But a high-value woman knows her dreams are sacred. She knows the fire in her heart was placed there on purpose. That fire is her direction, meant to guide her, not be put out by fear, doubt, or other people's opinions. Think about it. Every candle is meant to shine. If it hides its flame because it fears the dark, what purpose does it serve? In the same way, when a woman hides her gifts because she fears judgment, she keeps the world from the light only she can give. Living with purpose is not selfish, it is service. Because when you follow your true calling, you don't just fill your own life, you lift others, you inspire others, you make the world a better place. Think about a simple example from daily life. Imagine a woman who has loved art since she was young, painting from childhood. As she grows older, people tell her, that won't pay the bills. Choose something sensible. Let go of those dreams. For a while, she listens. She pushes her passion aside, and slowly she feels empty. One day, she chooses courage. She starts painting again and shares her work. Over time, she sees that her art touches hearts, heals feelings, and even gains recognition. What changed? By honoring her passion, she found fulfillment and also gave something meaningful to the world. That is what purpose looks like. It doesn't always need to be big or flashy or world famous. Sometimes purpose lives in quiet places. Raising children with love, helping your community, teaching someone new, writing words that encourage, cooking meals that bring people together. Whatever your gift is, large or small, when you respect it, you respect God's plan for your life. A high-value woman also knows that passion creates energy. When you care deeply about what you do, you shine differently. People feel it when you speak about something you love. That energy pulls others in. Passion makes you powerful because it keeps you moving even when things are hard. Without passion, life feels heavy. With passion, even struggles feel meaningful. Think of two women at work. One works only for the paycheck. She drags herself through the day, watches the clock, and goes home exhausted. The other works with passion, not because her job is perfect, but because she sees meaning in it. She looks for ways to grow, to help, to improve. She ends the day tired, yes, but satisfied. Which one do you think inspires others? Which one leaves an impact? Always the one who walks with purpose. Purpose also gives direction when life feels confusing. Many women feel lost because they are following someone else's path, not their own. Society says by a certain age you should be married. By another age you should have children. You should look a certain way, earn a certain amount. But purpose speaks softly and says, listen to your heart, walk your own road. You were not made to fit into every mold. You were made to shine in your own way. And here is something important. Purpose makes a woman strong. When she knows her why, no obstacle can defeat her. Problems may slow her down, but they won't break her. Think of a woman who wants to start her own business. People tell her it's too risky, too hard, not realistic. She faces setbacks, long nights, and failures. But because her purpose is clear, to build, to create, to serve, she keeps going. Over time, her persistence turns struggles into steps forward. My sisters, passion and purpose are not only about big success. They are about living with meaning every day. Waking up and asking, how can I make today matter? How can I live today in a way that honors the gifts God placed in me? When you live this way, your days no longer feel empty. Even ordinary moments become special because they are lived with intention. Remember this. A high-value woman is not measured by what she owns, but by what she gives. And the greatest thing she can give is a life lived with purpose and passion. When she does that, she inspires others to rise. Her courage lights the path for her sisters, her daughters, her friends, and even people she has never met. Her passion creates waves of change far beyond what she can see. So don't let fear cover your dreams.